Welcome back, team. Welcome back, team. We're early today. I'm excited, man. I could not sleep last night. Could not sleep watching this market today. I was like, I cannot wait to get to the desk tomorrow. Not that I'm going to be that active. I've actually already had a pretty good morning. With the team in Discord, we locked in, what did that end up being in the end? About 60, 70 pointer into this open. So I want to talk about a few things before we go into the charts today, because some of you might be newer here. Some of you probably have never traded in a market like this, in a halt down market, in a mass fear market, all these things. So I just want to go over a few things. First of all, go through your checklist. All right, go through your checklist. Are you feeling okay to be here today? Eaten enough, drunk enough, hydrated? Have you slept enough? Are you feeling emotional? All these things. Make sure, especially on a day like today, you've gone through those things. Okay, if the answer is yes, stay here. If the answer is no, maybe go back to bed. Go and play Call of Duty. Go and do something else. Or just watch. Just watch for the day. Second of all, if this is your first time trading in a market like this, I need to make a few things clear. First of all, today is not a day to swing for the fences. I said it yesterday. I was warning you all yesterday. What was coming last night was going to cause huge, huge problems in the market because it's so hard to price it in. And he pulled an absolute trump card in saying there was only 10% tariffs. You saw that huge squeeze up to the 20,000s. Everyone was like, oh, that's much better than expected. Then he gets the old cards out and tariffing massive amounts to every country, which we hadn't priced in. And you saw the flash crash, 1,000 points, right? 1,000 points down from that high. It was nasty. Lots of people would have got liquidated in it. What were me and my team doing? Watching. All right, we weren't trading that. I told you yesterday, do not be trading into close. Any trades yesterday were high risk. Today is the same. All right, so today, please, 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 if you're going to trade, size down. First of all, number one, size down. You will not need a lot of size. Second of all, you're going to have to watch the spread. What's the spread? The difference between the bid and the ask. All right, that is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger today if there is a lack of liquidity in the market as we start to liquidate. So if you are the type of person that market's in, you need to be careful, all right? Because if that spread opens up 20, 30, 40 points, can do it easily. If we start having a bit of a crash or a bit of a rally, you're going to have a terrible fill. So please, please be careful today. Be very, very careful. Remember, we're max fear in the market right now. Everyone's getting liquidated. All the bulls from the last year plus are all getting liquidated right now. Today is not a day to be trying to guess bottoms. If you're going to play long, you're going to have it proved to you like we always talk about. That being said, let's jump into the charts and we'll do a top-down analysis and go from there, okay? Starting off in the weekly. All right, starting off in the weekly. What did we have yesterday? Huge drive up, all right, at the close into 20,000. Where have we traded into? What is the purple and blue line that I kept talking about all the time we're doing this move? This is the mean reversion from Bollinger to mean reversion, all right? We expect that move. We expect that move in a trending market. Mean reversion complete, and then literally instantly in 5 minutes, 1,000 points. Woof. Taking out current year lows. So what are the next levels we're looking at? You can look left. All right, really, we don't have a whole lot of structure until we get to sort of 18,400, 18,500, underneath that 17,000. All right, we will be halt down if we get anywhere near these because we're going to open up 4.5% down. The halt band will start at 7% down. Anyone who watched the open of the new session yesterday, Nasdaq was actually halted at that open, didn't open up for about 3 minutes. So be careful, all right? Be very, very careful. If you get stuck in a halt, it will not be fun unless you're short in it and they actually let that bid go. Because what you will see on the tape is them doing all sorts of numbers and your broker might show you really, really big in the red. It's happened before, all right? So you need to be careful and you don't know where it's going to open up at. So be very, very careful. Into the daily, where are we? Well, we're back at the lower Bollinger, right? So we've traded from lower Bollinger, 5-day, 20-day, lower Bollinger, new low on year, back into mean reversion and wash down, all right? That means we have a huge gap, all right? We have a new day opening gap, which I'll show you on the hourly chart. And then we have a settlement gap all the way up to here. Now, I don't expect us to get anywhere near that today, not unless some major piece of news comes and they change the narrative to get up to 760. But ideally, you'd want some pop to fail to go lower. Now, a lot of you who trade with me will be here saying, hey, we're at this lower Bollinger right now. This isn't a good location to short. And you would be right. Location is not absolutely ideal to short, but this is not a normal market, right? This is not a gentle trend, and we're thinking about the turn back in. This is a market that turned back in and instantly dumped. Where is the momentum? It's downside. Where is the fear? Here. All right. What happens under here? More liquidation. Think about under here. Everyone from September 2024, if we go under here, they're all out the money. If we move under here, everyone from August is out the money. Then where we're looking at everyone from April out the money and so forth. So you are seeing anyone who traded with me when I started going live with September and I said, this is froth. All right. What do we mean by froth? Think of the top of a coffee or the top of a beer. This is froth. This was bullshit. All right. This is not real price. This was the market forcing it up. Remember, this was sticky inflation, higher prices. Inflation's a problem. Major debt crisis. No one's got any money. Blah, 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 blah. Tech bubble. All right. And we've just gone, see ya, and trapped all the buyers up the top. Now, anyone who's traded with me for the last year would know I've been talking about this being froth for a long, long time. And this is what happens when you get a frothy market and they let it go. Everyone gets trapped. This is no different on the daily to what we've seen this week. All right. Underneath, test back in, fail. All right, so we are in major, major, major downtrend. I do not like the idea of picking bottoms in this market. The bottom will come when we get max fear, every single person is liquidated and it settles down. Until then, you're not going to get a bottom come in. So on the daily, very, very bearish. Yes, location not ideal, but again, I really don't want to be thinking about longs today personally. Moving into an hourly chart. I'm going to make sure I'm on the right charts today, as yesterday was a bit of a nightmare, wasn't it? Moving into this hourly chart right here. Okay, you can see overnight, all right, we found a bid here at 18,800. So here's your gap, your grey box. This was the 5 o'clock close yesterday. 19,148, might as well call it 150. All right, and then we opened up at 19,020, so almost 200 points. All right, and we halted, washed down, and then Asia started bidding us upside, and we filled this imbalance, right? You can see this gap there. We filled the imbalance. As soon as we filled it, what happened? Started failing. So we are now filled an efficiency, although it was in Asia and London. I way prefer when we fill these in New York, so that is one thing you need to be aware of. Filled this efficiency, here's a bear flag, and we're breaking down, aren't we? And we're coming back down towards these lows. So really, what you're thinking about is, do we start snapping these lows? Now, yes, definitely it would be better if we get some form of relief at the open to sell into. I'd be watching the bottom of this level here, right? 19,030. If you can get some relief up here, you can see this double distribution overnight. 19,000, 1930, that's going to be a key level. They fail this, and you get something like this at open. If they flush down, retest this, you're looking for that, all right? Where would I need to be careful? Where would you need to be careful? If we flush down, reclaim, and come back into here, that's potential long. Am I going to be taking that long? Hell to the no. I'm not looking at long stay. I don't care if there's 200, 300, 400 points on offer. I do not care, because at any point, if a seller who is a bank or a firm comes in and they go, hey, we're out of this, we're worried, halt down, all right? I don't care about a long today. The last thing I want to do is be in a long and get caught in a wash like that and get stuck in a halt. That's the last thing I want to do today, because you are going to get yourself in major pain. So pushes back up that fail into 19,000, just above 19,000. Great. If we go heavy at the open, again, if we go heavy at the open and we wash down and we back test and stay heavy, there is a short continuation here. I know these are under daily Bollinger Bands, but like I said to my team in Discord, I'm going to follow momentum on the day. For now, momentum is in a sell. Now, let's talk about the longs. Let's talk about what they want to do. If they can get above the Asia and London level, the Globex level here, and force a covering rally, where are they going to go for? This point here, I would say. This is the old SBR, right? 19,375s around that. If we think about this as a fib from that Newsweek high to this low, we start getting that move into the 30% mark. All right. And the top of that block would be the 50% mark. So it's possible it drifts into there. If this is a major if here, but I'm going to say it because it is possible. Again, I'm not going to look for this trade, but if this goes on some huge rally and starts basing here, for me, shorts are off the table. Okay. Because if too many shorts get caught down here and it starts basing above, it is going to open itself up for a squeeze back up. Now, I find that very unlikely. That's going to have to come from news events. What could those news events be? Overnight, we saw Asia say things like, we don't accept the tariffs. We want to sit down at the table with America and talk this out and work out a deal. If you have all these countries coming to the party saying we don't accept it, or Trump starts rolling them back after first day, I find it very unlikely. But if that kind of narrative happens, this is what's going to happen. Now, anyone who traded 2018, 2019, you might remember some of these tariffs that Trump was putting on. Every single news headline moved the market. Back then, I was trading small caps, so I wasn't as affected so much, but I was always watching the S&P and it moved the market. So just be cautious. Headlines will move the market, right? We are in like an absolute panic right now. Everyone's so scared, right? Any little piece of news will move the market. So just be aware of that. So that's what I'm looking at in the hourly. Let's dial into the 5-minute and you will see what I'm talking about. Here we go. Capitulation bottom. Traded back into the gap, the grey box. Found sellers and we're rolling over, aren't we? A bit of a double top here and this kind of look here and we're rolling over. So either breakdown, retest, sell. Push up, do this, sell. What is that? Cup, handle. Cup, handle. That's what we'd like. We've got lots of liquidity we can use here from overnight. That would be the ideal place if I'm going to take a short. Again, the chances are I don't really trade much today. All right, I'm definitely not going to trade the open. I'm going to let this thing do whatever it wants at the open. I can imagine a lot of people are going to get liquidated. You might get lots of shorts covering. You might get lots of bulls then selling their long-term positions as soon as we get a pop-up where they feel like they can get out with some size. So just be careful about that. Remember, overnight, there's no size on the tape. So anyone who needs to get out their position, remember, think about a bull who's got thousands and thousands and thousands of shares or thousands of contracts that they need to get rid of. They can't do that in Asia. They cannot do it in Asia. They're going to need liquidity on the book to pair off against. All right, I don't want to be short down here. All right, the last short we took on stream, let's try and find it now. Where do we get short on stream, dude? Guys, in Discord, I think it was 19,000. It was right here. So we took a short here, down into here, and we covered. All right, so we're already locking up about $1,000 on the session, and you're seeing some covering before the open here. We've got 5 minutes left. Same kind of story here on the S&P and the Qs, right? Everything is in the range. The top side of that range on the S&P is basically a back test of 49.50s. You might as well call it 550. All right, all the time we're heavy under 550, we can stay in a sell. If it wants to squeeze further on the SPY, you're looking for a trade into 554 and then see if the sellers come in there. Breaking down on the SPY, I've got an old block here all the way down to 538. Very, very similar story on the Qs. Back test of that old SBR level will be 464.50. And if you're interested, the VIX gapped up, right? The VIX is at 27.30, right? So we gapped up off 21. We're up at 27.30, all right? When we're up there, we're thinking about sells. I'm thinking about ways to sell this market, right? It's going to really have to convince me otherwise. Let's have a quick look at the MAG very, very quickly before we get into it. Good chance that a lot of the MAG today starts going SSR. So Apple in a big sell. Surprise, surprise, surprise. So Apple gapping down. All right. From 223s gapping down to 205. So 20 points down. So almost 10% down. That'll go SSR if it goes 10% down. Remember, SSR is always 10% on these names. Microsoft gapping down from 382 to 370. Amazon gapping down from 195 to 180. Google trying to find a bit of a bid here off the lows, but definitely gapping down off 158 and down to a low of day of 151.50s. Meta, oh, that looks nasty. Meta gapping down from 584 to 544 in a strong sell. Nvidia Remember, think about the names that have been relatively weak. They are going to get absolutely tanked in this market. Gapping down from 110 to 103, and Tesla gapping down, holding previous day low. That's pretty impressive. Gapping down from 282 to 264, so about 20 points there. So almost 10% there as well. So be very careful in this market, all right? Be very, very careful in this market. The other thing I'm going to say, we talked about the spread. I want to talk about when shorts cover. When shorts cover, if it's thin and spready, you are going to get swipes like this here. Look how quickly this has moved. All right, 50 points in 1 minute. You can get 100, 200 point swipes in this market very quickly. Do not be trading micros in this market if you're not very, very experienced. Micros, mini, just trade micros. I took a mini trade earlier, but it's on an account where I'm up quite a large amount of money on the year, so I can afford to have a bit more risk. But the other thing I want to talk about is how do you mitigate risk today? You mitigate risk by sitting on your hands. You mitigate risk by trading micros. You mitigate risk by not linking all your accounts. You mitigate risk by being willing to walk away. All right, this is one day, one trading day in what should be a very long and prosperous career for you. You will not, I repeat, you will not make your whole career on one trading day. All right, you will not. You will make it by compounding gains over many, many days, many, many months, many, many years. You will lose your whole trading account in one trading day. All right, if you go and force your way into this market, you will learn the hard way. I really don't want you to learn the hard way. That's what I did for years and years and years. That's why I'm here to help you. So please, please, please be careful if you are going to actually action a trade today. If this is your first time trading a market like this, I would advise you just sit down, watch it, and have some fun. Market's going to open here in 15 seconds. I'm going to get through some hellos. Good morning, Clint, Ryan, Eva, Paul, Peter, Miguel, Jeff, Jake and Up One, Logan, JD, Florida Man, Michael Pope, Trentry, Marek, Lindell, Kaladin, Ian, Brad, Brandon, Alex, Donna, Thumper, TR, Julian, DK, Andrew H, Christy, Leron, Juan Carlos, Arturo, Pat, Ray, Aaron, Aga, Mr. Slim, Miguel, Jesse M, Vince S, BH Taylor, Go for the Hill, Stephen W, Trentry, Mike, Coop, Dopamine, JJ, sorry about that, Thomas O'Neill. Good morning, everyone. So here we go. Squeeze relief at the open. Let's get this New York open in. It's going to be key today, and we're going to get a VWAP in as well. And just let this settle down at the open. Let it do what it needs to do. Let's see what we get. So protecting the overnight lows so far. Oh, this is in the wrong one, isn't it? I was thinking, where has that gone? Protecting the overnight lows so far, that blue box. Opening drive up. There we go. There we go, folks. So opening drive up, back to VWAP here. We're trading back towards that gap, that grey box right now. Having a look at the market. All right, Tesla 4.5% down, Nvidia 5% down, Meta 6.5% down, Google 3.33% down, Amazon 6.5% down. Microsoft, the strongest one there, 2.5% down. Apple almost 8% down. And remember, that's after this squeeze relief. If we go and make new lows, I would not be surprised to see the whole Mag 7 go SSR. Morning, Paul. Morning, ASD. Morning, everyone. So levels we can watch today. If we're going to squeeze above here, we're watching previous day low. We're watching old point of control. We're watching the overnight highs. Let's just mark this out, overnight highs. Not sure I've lost that drawing, but hey ho, let's get this in. And again, I'm looking for sells today. I'm not really interested in the buys. It can go as high as it wants today without me. When it's ready to sell, if I'm going to take a trade today, that's where I'm going to look for. Because any move upside, I don't think it's genuine buying. I really don't think so. I think it's going to be squeeze relief. If I was a long-term bull in this market, I'd be thinking, how can I get out and mitigate my losses as much as possible? The moment it gives them a chance to get out, that's what would happen. Think about when you're the wrong side of a trade, all right? If you're playing short and it keeps going up and up and up and up, every single dip that goes down, you're taking some off. Right, think about that in a higher time frame right now, but the other way around. So if you're a bull over the last year, you are waking up well out of the money. As soon as it drifts higher and gives you a chance to get out, and mitigate some of your losses, they are probably going to take that. But like I said, we have levels above we can think about. All right. If it really wants to go on a rampage and come and back test some of these levels, it would be amazing. Clint, SSR is short sale restricted. All right. So those of you who don't know what SSR is, it's short sale restricted. What does that mean? It means you cannot take a short position on the stock, which is SSR, when it is moving down. All right. So you would have to use a limit order and wait for it to fill you on the upside. What does that do? It stops people from forcing a stock down. So when we're in a sell, when there's genuine liquidation moments, it stops shorts hammering the market down, okay, because it has to drift higher to get sold into. So decent squeeze here this morning. Like I said, the longs this morning can squeeze very, very quickly, and you have to be careful. What's the tape looking at? Tape's about a 2 to 5 point spread as well, remember. So be very careful if you're the type of person that markets. I can already see it's janking around between a 2 and a 5 point spread so far. A big move up this morning as we trade back in towards previous day low. So lower time frame momentum here, squeeze relief upside, and we're just going to let this shake out and do what it wants, and then we'll see what's what. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, JD. The extra volume will give NinjaTrader and TraderVate fits. The extra volume on liquidation can be a problem for the market. So trading all the way back up here. Letting this shake out. We're coming to back test some levels here. Like I said, I'm not interested in being a buyer in this market. This can go up all day without me. That's absolutely fine. There's no way I want to be one of the people buying this market up. I think there's new lows to be had, whether it's today or next week. Yes, that was a capitulation yesterday, but I would not be surprised to see it be sold into. If we think about COVID, we did the same thing. The morning COVID, I remember we gapped down massive. We rallied up, and then we just halt down, close trading for the day. Again, I've already made my money anyway. All right, so we've got slight divergence against this high here. Where's my drawing tool gone for the day? Here we go. So ES just took this high out. And you're already seeing sellers step back into the market. We can watch reaction here of VWAP. We can watch previous day low, and we can think about if it's going to squeeze through that, how high does it get? Remember what we're talking about, the cup and handle. All right, the cup, if it's going to be a handle somewhere like this, and we can think about joining late once it starts proving it's going to go back into a sell. I expect pops to be sold into today. Really, I expect pops to be sold into. If it proves otherwise, that's absolutely fine. It can fly up without me if it's going to prove otherwise. Back testing 19,000 and VWAP here. Apple now 8.5% down. Really, really heavy there. I'm watching that 200 level on Apple. If they start letting go of 200, I think that's a fairly significant level. Peter made my money this morning also, so may not take anything. Yeah, exactly. Just being chill. Back to VWAP here. Pops being sold, so that opening drive being sold into already, I would say around here. VWAP 19,000, definitely a key psychological level. If they fail to hold this bid, we can see overnight, if it's going to let me draw for you lot, this has been a key level here. All right, so this is where there's conjunction. If they can hold this, maybe squeeze relief. But really, if they get down here, we're just going to trade lower and lower and lower and lower and lower. It really depends how much panic comes in the market, how twisted right now some of the big firms are. The reason I'm cautious today is this is nothing to do with retail. Right, this is big firms being stuck. Big firms were caught off guard yesterday. They were not prepared for that board. Once he held that board up with those tariffs, some of those tariffs were absolutely monstrous. Tariffs on like Taiwan and stuff like that, we hadn't priced any of that stuff in. So a big panic yesterday. Let's just see. If you're trying to long this, you're a braver man than me. I'm not interested in longs today. Shorts only for me, if anything at all. Sorry, folks, just replying to a few people. As you can imagine, all my friends, what do I do? What do I do today? What do I do with my stocks? Oh, it does make me laugh. Are you an investor or are you a trader? Are you a swing trader or are you an investor? What's your goal here? Are you holding for 20, 30, 40, 50 years? What was your entry price? Where's your max pain? All these questions. They should really teach this stuff in school, shouldn't they? And financial literacy. Why do we learn such absolute nonsense which isn't useful in school? And don't learn things that we need to know, like the value of money, what it's worth, inflation, interests, all these things that you don't learn in school. Okay, so holding VWAP, squeezing back up here. Like I said, this is very, very violent. If it wants to go, it's going to go very, very violently. I mean, Julian, while I agree, I would say that regardless of what caused this big drop, this was coming from last year. This was traders forced the market up back end of last year to get massive bonuses. And they were always going to sell this market once enough retail was trapped buying the highs, or everyone buying all the tech boom at the highs. It doesn't matter that I get what you're saying, but this catalyst could have been anything. It was ready to move down. Don't eat yellow snow. Never learned that at school either. Oh my God. Who tested that theory out? So testing previous day low, that green level on the chart, finding a rejection there so far at previous day low. We're trading right around point of control here from overnight. All right, this is where all the volume is overnight. Like I said, this is the level I'd be looking at if they're going to reject it. All right, remember, this is where we bid up, got stuck. If they reject this, there's a good chance we trade lower. If they reclaim this, we're into a chop zone on here, and then it will make its decision. But remember, we said this sort of level here is where I'd be thinking about a short if it can prove itself to me. I just don't want to short into the strength, into the push move. But it's where there's potentially, this is the location. We talked about it pre-market. And there's the sell all the way back down to VWAP. These are big whippy candles here, 19,000 now. Apple almost 9% down, coming down towards that level I talked about. I'd be very, very cautious here. This market's starting to look very, 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 very heavy here. This might be the end of this market here if they start letting go sub 19,000 and really want to crash back down towards those lows. Under VWAP here. And this is the congestion level of the right shoulder. So let this shake out. See who comes and takes control. I'm just going to get a tissue here. I'll be right back. If all pops start to get sold into here, I think the market's in trouble. Apple now 9.2% down. It's getting very, very close to SSR, like I talked about. And if that starts to let go, that might drag the market down with it. Remember, that's the biggest company in the market. 9.35% down. It's coming down to that level we talked about. It's going to come down and test 200. I'm fairly certain of it. Watching this now if we're going to start puking out here. They start letting this go and we start to rotate and start getting stuck up here and start to rotate, and then the liquidation event here. If we keep staying in this box here, I want to be careful. I want to be careful in here for this. The other thing is could be one more push up and then do it. Obviously, if it reclaims all of this, There's no short position here. It's going to have to really prove to me today to make me want to get involved in anything at all. Yeah, Julian, yeah, it will be. Like, we'll be whipping around today. The whole market will be while they jostle for position. Do I put more weight on a New York VWAP or normal VWAP? Does that make sense? Yeah, it does make sense. You could do... They both matter. Obviously, the New York VWAP is players from the open. So that's giving you more of an idea who's in control from the open. And right now, it's not even printing it for me. Just put that on again. There we go. Came in late. So right now you can see sellers are absolutely in control. Watching Apple. Apple now 9.5% down. I'm watching the SSR level on Apple. It would not be, like I called it before. If they go sub 200, it is night-night. They will keep trying to hold that at 200, 200, 200, 200. They'll keep trying bidding it up over that. If those buyers who are trying to grab it at 200 get liquidated, oh my gosh, that might drag the whole market down with it. They both matter, Pat. But intraday, I'm always watching that New York VWAP because I'm interested in who's participating. Right now, today, they're very, very close. They're very close together. But obviously, the New York VWAP is going to move quicker than the overnight one because it's just based on less bars, right? So right now, it's based on 14 minutes of price action. The overnight one is based on everything constantly moving. Which time is official New York Open? 9:30. 9:30 is when the cash players come to town. 9:30, that's the open. When the bell goes, 9:30. So ES stuck underneath its VWAP right now. SPY trying to find a bid over its VWAP right now. What's the QQQ doing? QQQ stuck under its VWAP right now. Again, I'm leaning short side mainly in this market today. I'm not interested in bullish moves. Any bullish move, I do not care about today. It can go 1,000 points up if it wants. I really don't care. Not going to play anything bullish for me personally today. I'm going to focus on shorts if they present themselves. Right now, they're not presenting themselves, but they might come soon. I almost forgot. I think we've got a piece of news at 10. Let's double check that. I should double check that. Starting to break down here. Starting to see that bear flag start to break out. I don't think news is really going to move the market today, but let's have a look just in case. Yeah, ISM services, 10 o'clock. Here we go. It's breaking down. Watching. I've got one eye on Apple. That's what I'm watching on my side monitor. I'm watching the tickers on Apple. Apple and Meta, the weakest ones right now. Yeah, news at 10. Thought so. Be interested to see what they do with that news. I wouldn't be surprised if they do some nasty moves using it, especially if the book thins out on it. Yeah, I'm slinging 1,000 contracts around. No chance. God, I would have a heart attack. Absolute heart attack. So far, all pushes are starting to fail. You can see it. It's underneath the VWAPs right now. The whole market, every single index is underneath its VWAP. ES, SPY, QQQ, NQ, all underneath their VWAP and trying to back test them. If they keep staying heavy here, we move lower. If they catch enough shorts here, maybe there's a little squeeze upside over previous day low and then they wash it. But again, I'm not touching that. My bias is to the downside. It remains to the downside. I know the location's not ideal in terms of the daily, but these are not normal market conditions right now. We are in conditions where there is max fear in this market. Jake from State Farm, I feel liberated. That's hilarious, isn't it? Liberation Day. Crash the market. Oh, it is funny. Yeah, I shouldn't laugh, but if you can't laugh in life, what can you do, eh? You got to be able to laugh. Got to be able to laugh. This just feels like a wash is coming here. ES showing some weakness here. NQ stuck underneath the VWAP, starting to look dangerously like it's going to let go. There you go. Starting to let go now. The temptation was to take a short versus VWAP there, but not letting myself do it. I want this to really prove to me, maybe after 10 o'clock, 10 minutes. It's almost one of those higher the better today in many ways. Let it squeeze up, let bulls get trapped in, and then let them absolutely dunk on it. There's definitely blood on the streets here today. VIX trading back upside. So we did gap down at the open, a little flush, and trading back upside towards 27s right now. It's absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Hopefully I kept lots of you safe yesterday, and hopefully you heard my words and didn't trade into the close yesterday either. My main priority right now is to keep you all safe. Remember, live to trade another day. It's my main priority today. Keep you all safe. So at least 100 of you right now on stream who have not hit that like button, do me a favor, smash that like button. Here, Monday to Friday from pre-market, we go over the analysis, what I'm looking at, why I'm looking at it. Most of the time, we have a very, very high success rate on stream. I think we must shoot about 90+% winners on stream. So starting to break down here. Again, I've got one eye on all of the mag. Spider's coming back down right now. Everything's weak here. Every pop got sold into this morning. Wouldn't be surprised if they need to do one more quick swipe higher to then shove it back downside, but just watching. I was wondering why my VIX was stuck so high it didn't show up on my screen. Yeah, that's it. Gapping up on the VIX. Volatility very high right now. Peter saying survival is the name of the game in this market. Absolutely right, my friend. Morning, Trey. Morning. I need a bigger screen to see what happened after market. Yeah, it was wild. So here's what I was talking about. Might need one more swipe up here before it does anything else, what I'm waiting for. Christy W, funny story. When the market was dumping last night, I was close to FOMO and my partner said, remember, Alex says to be patient. Lol, I would have blown an account for sure. Yeah, never ever trade the volatility like that. Don't ever trade volatility like that. Brad D saying it's Verdansk in 2 hours, so all good. Yeah. So all good. Yeah, I never, Christy, when it's volatility like that, it's just best to stay away. Or constantly, yesterday in the Discord, towards the close, I was constantly saying, do not trade this market into close. I'm expecting wild moves. I was probably almost too pushy, but I just always want to keep everyone safe. I do not want people getting stuck. It's the biggest thing. You've got to learn that trading is about surviving for the next day. You're not going to make money every day. You're not going to have your golden day every day where you have huge winners. But if you are here to survive the next day, you have another opportunity. Old Christy would have blown the account. I appreciate you. Hey, well, that's a great improvement, isn't it? I love it. All right, so like we talked about, might need one more swipe up here. Why was I saying that? Just look at how they built the liquidity out. All right, this here, signature, isn't it? Go and swipe them and then maybe move lower. Maybe it trades through here and then moves lower. If they catch enough, maybe it just keeps drifting higher all day. But I find that very hard to believe. Very hard to believe. But right now they are trying to do this move to drift up. Again, I'm not playing longs today. I am not interested in the longs today. It can do all these moves upside without me. I do not care. It can do whatever it wants without me long side. Very rigid today. Pro trend is down. I'm not playing counter trend in a market which is 1,000 points down. Trading back into VWAP here on the ES, finding some sellers just above it. SPY the same. Q's just above it, NQ's just above it. Let's see what they do. How long we got till news? 7 minutes till news, folks. Take it nice and easy here today, please. Don't be forcing your way into the market. Do not force your way into the market. It hasn't shown a sell yet. All right, his potential was here, but like I said, don't like the way that built. So I was saying it's a good chance of a swipe up, which is what you're starting to see. Let's just see. And these are not small moves. You think from here to here, 100 points in 3 minutes. Be careful. Be very, very careful. Julian, sat on my hands and practiced evening. Tried drawing Malaysian S&R for the first time yesterday, and the first bounce was S&R on the daily. Felt cool, yeah. So simple. So simple, but it's so effective. Sipping coffee while the money guys in the market battle out. Yeah, exactly, Peter. Let the big firms battle it out. That's the thing right now. You've got to understand the banks and the big firms, they are the people playing this. All right, they are the people who are waking up in major issues with their swing positions. They are the people who didn't price in the extra tariffs which came yesterday. No one priced it in. They are the people that are moving this market around right now. They've got to make the decision. Are we going risk on here? Do we think that we get a bigger relief bounce, or do we just liquidate everything, start selling, let this market go into a recession, dump, and when we've got max fear, we bid it back up? That's what I think they will probably end up doing. But it's not for me to make that decision. We just let them do it, like we always talk about. Let the whales carve out a nice little slipstream for us, and we just like jump in behind them, make some money, and get out. Are there any specific zones you're keeping your eye on? Yeah, you need to go back to the beginning of the video, my friend. The beginning of the video, I went over it all, but we're trading into one right now, all the way up to 19,000, 19,030, 19,040. Over that, if we trade over 19,075, is the overnight high, I think there's a potential for a squeeze up to 300s and 360s. Again, I'm not playing the squeezes up today. I'm going to wait, let them fail, take the short if it presents itself. So relative weakness in the spiders here, which is interesting considering how bad tech is. But relative weakness in the spiders, right? ES and SPY down here right now. Down here. Probably because you've got pharmaceuticals and the banks. Financials, pharmaceuticals, agriculture, all probably getting absolutely spanked right now. In fact, let's have a little look. Oh! Let's have a little look. What a lovely board. What a lovely board. So healthcare is the only one holding up. Healthcare and consumers. Everything else absolutely wrecked. Absolutely wrecked. So 3 minutes until news, 3 minutes till we get that new hour, new 4 hour bar, and we can think about what's what. ES showing relative weakness here. ES heading down towards its lows right now. Q's trying to hold up. They are attempting to hold up. I think there's probably a decent wash coming here in the market. Right, they're just trying to hold this up. Apple still 9.15% down, currently trading at 203.45. Remember, I'm watching that 200 even level, whole psychological number. Tesla 3.88% down, Nvidia just under 5%, Meta 7.15%, Google 3.75%, Amazon 7.11%, Microsoft the strongest one here, 2.63% down, and Apple 2.25% down. All right, 2.25% down on Apple. Dow Jones dropping, yeah. YM 3.34% down, RTY 1.27%, RTY less. Why? Because small caps care less about what the market's doing. They just move on their own FUD, their own news, normally bullshit news most of the time, pardon my French, but it is. Oh, we've cured cancer. Only joking. Offering. All right. So like I said, I think there might be some weakness coming to this market. Watching ES. Qs are the lagger right now. We're trading underneath VWAP, underneath that 19,000. You've got news coming here in 90 seconds, folks. Arturo made enough since the Asia session. Walking away. Take care. Yeah. Have a good day, Arturo. Have a good day. Lovely work. I'm the same as you. I didn't make it in Asia. Just made it in pre-market as we drifted back down to back test overnight lows. We haven't really talked about the book today. There is a seller up at 19,100, 81 lot, and a 61 lot up at 150s. Downside, there's a buyer on the bid down at 18,800. Not seeing anything else, and that's not much size considering what this market's doing right now. So I think most of the market just taking a bit of a breather, all right, digesting the news that came yesterday, digesting that 1,000-point drop, taking a breather, probably running their analytics. What do we think is going to happen now? How do we see this playing out the next week, the next month, the next quarter? Making some decisions over the next few days on that. So far, flow zones are holding, right? Deep pullback flow zones are holding. If you took that buy signal, it actually worked. It's, like I said, you're braver than me if you're buying this market today. Trading right at point of control. News about to hit the wire here in 15 seconds, folks. I'm watching the book to see if it thins out. It can't really thin out much more than it is already. You've got about a 3 to 4 point spread opening up every now and again on the Nasdaq. So just be careful. There's the news. Swipe down. Nasty, nasty, nasty. All right, and now you've got a 30-point spread for a minute there. So you've got to be careful. This is what I'm talking about. It will get very spready. If you're the type of person that markets in, today is a day that's going to absolutely wreck you. You're not going to get filled at the price you're hoping for. Let's see. We get this news. Let's have a quick look. Get some news out of Mexico here as well. If implemented, it's bound to slow the US economy growth in the near term, raise consumer prices and firms' input costs. US tariffs linked to fentanyl and migration could drop to 12% from 25% with greater collaboration. So this is what we're talking about. I was saying I expect these countries, this is what happened in 2018, to come out and look to cut deals, and that's what they're trying to do. PMI came out 50.8 versus 52.9. ISM prices paid 60.9 versus 63.1, so cooler on the ISM as well. Yeah, I'm not actively trading this right now. This market can do whatever the bloody hell it wants right now. I'm going to let it calm down. If a short position opens itself up for me later, I will try and attack it. Like I said, I'm looking for shorts today. I'm not looking for longs today. I'm looking for shorts. Location not ideal, but high time frame momentum, absolutely fantastic. Have a look at the daily chart. Don't zoom into this. You'll be thinking, oh, this is a buy. This is a buy. Look at this. This is a buy. Go to a daily chart. Wow. There's your sell. That's where we closed yesterday. I'm not interested in buying this back up here. Everyone else can buy that up there. I'm not interested in it. Right now, stuck underneath that anchored view up from the New York Open. ES came back down, making fresh lows on the day there, ES. So you got a bit of divergence in this market. ES making fresh lows, NQ trying to hold on. Rejecting view up there, though. If ES starts breaking down underneath overnight lows, which would be a break under 481. If ES starts aggressively gunning for that, I think the NQ is going to struggle to hold on. I think they sort of just give up the ghost a little bit. I'm sure short sellers right now are looking for a drive higher to get involved in. Remember, 7% is the halt down level. We're currently around hovering around 4% on the Qs. VIX still trading in its gap right now. Here comes the heaviness. ES starting to break down. Fresh lows of day might be coming here. 5,500, big psychological level on ES. It's currently trading at 499, so it's trading underneath it. Let's see if they absorb this back upside on a back test or if they're just going to sell. Looks like a straight sell here. I'm watching that 5,000. If they back test, stay heavy 5,000, there's a good chance we're going for new lows. $496 now, coming into pre-market lows here on the ES. After that, you're looking at the after-hour lows. This is getting very, very heavy now. That's what I'm talked about. I'm not interested in longs today. I'm going to look for a way of joining in short. It just needs to give me a nice setup. ES giving a much better setup for shorts today. Back to pre-market lows here on the ES, 94s. Any pop-up here that starts to fail, I'll think about selling into. We can form some sort of bear flag here and then get stuck underneath the New York Open. I'll think about this trade down here and then maybe again down here. If we hold this, I'm not interested. I want to see pop-up fail and show me weakness. It needs to show me weakness in the tape. There are a few bids coming in here trying to protect 900, but I don't think they're going to be able to do it. This market's heavy. Back towards that base. What's that base there? Sorry, at 912 we made this morning. 900 over under right now, I would say. 900 over under, and the same with New York. ES taking out pre-market lows there maybe by a wick. So the next level really it's got to go for. The only thing left it can go for is that 481 capitulation wick we put in yesterday, and it would not be surprised if this comes here. Now we're starting to turn. ES dragging the market down with it. Like I said, you have to be careful today because if shorts cover, you can get 30, 40, 50, 100-point swipes out of nowhere. You've got to watch the spread as well. I keep saying it. You've got to watch the spread. Do not be marketing in and marketing out today. You will get yourself caught if you start doing that today. Watching that New York Open. Trading back through it. So do they start selling this above now? If not, then we've got a little double bottom here on the ES. So I expect sellers to come back in here soon and try and take us back down to lows. I've got to be very, very careful. We're looking for a sort of a bear flag to sort of form here to take back down to lows. If it doesn't form and we go back to VWAP, then obviously I'm not interested. Watching liquidity on the book. There's a few buys down here, a little bit down into 850 as well. Watching this H1, we've started letting go of point of control now as well. All the time we're staying under sort of 19,000, then I think there's the chance to trade lower here today. Watching the VIX. VIX did make a new higher day there as well, trading back inside right now. This is starting to let go here. Starting to form that bear flag, aren't we? We're starting to see that bear flag start to form. Are we going to break down towards low of day here? Joining this now. Fantastic. Can we get continuation? Can we get some continuation here towards the lows? Beautiful. Move my stop aggressively today, folks. I said it into Discord. Probably should have said it on stream. My stop will be very aggressively trailing today because I do not want to get swiped on. Because of the spread, I'm going to be extra careful. ES making a new low there. Again, watching ES to see if it takes out overnight lows. Make sure this is at the right level here. 480s basically on the ES. That's what it's going to have to take out. Hey Max, hope you're good. Bids coming in there. 100 lot came in there just in front of 1890. Took my stop out break even. I'll re-enter this if it proves itself again. Don't mind having a couple goes at this if it's going to do it. Again, very, very aggressive with my stop today. Very aggressive with my stop today. I said it in Discord. Say it again here. Very aggressive with my stop. Trailing my stop down. Do not want to get caught on moves like that when it, flashes against you. That was a 60-point move off that wick to wick. Very, very big. So like from here to here, it was 60 points. So I moved my stop break even straight away the moment he gave me the chance. Looking for that bigger wash. Looking for ES to take out the overnight low right now. That's what I'd like to see. Few bids coming on the tape here. They are not letting they're not letting Apple get down to that 200 right now. They are protecting it. Again, trying to see if this will form that bear flag to break down. ES looking very, very weak here. But will the rest of the market respond? New lower day coming here on ES, little double bottom there. Watching this bear flag to see if we're gonna do it or not. Are we gonna do it or not? Lovely. Can we start breaking down? Don't want that triple bottom here. Want a new low. Want it to just wash cleanly under 9. Is it 900? 800? God, my eyesight's so bad. 900. Yeah, need it to break 900. Beautiful. Can we start breaking down here or not? 900 test. There's a few bids on the offer there. Then under that, 850. Again, very aggressive in my stop here. Not interested if it reclaims New York Open. Really not interested on reclaims New York Open. ES, new low of day. Watching to see if ES trades down to that 480s. All right, 480s is the overnight low on the ES. That will be the equivalent of down here, 820s for us. Just check that's right. Yes, 820s for us. Be careful if they protect that, but I think there's 2 lots of stops down there. If we break that, it's night-night market. Night-night market. Looking good here. There's a break of 900. Fantastic. Moving my stop aggressively down now. I want to be careful if they protect these lows, but I don't think we should protect these lows. I think there's a good chance we will melt straight through them. Again, be proactive. Please be proactive today. It's just not a day to be messing around using wide stops. Be proactive. Back tested just in front of 900 there, stayed heavy. Here it comes. Here it comes. ES getting very close. Remember, you're looking for that trade on ES to 480s. If we can get going to do the same move here on NQs, we're looking for an 18,820 break. Underneath that, a little bit of a waterfall, I would imagine. Either that or a swipe straight back up. So I'll be taking profit into that if it will allow me. Already locked some in there, guys. Locking some in as I go here. That's not actually an accurate statement there, Andrew. You won't lose your account. You'll lose your account if you're in a short and they halt it and it gaps up. You won't lose your account otherwise. You don't lose your account for being in halts. Getting very close here on the ES. Watching the ES. It's trading into those overnight lows now. NQ's trying to join in here. Yeah, you'll lose your account if they gap it up, right? So if you halt down and we gap up 100, 200 points or whatever, you would definitely lose it. but you don't lose your account just for going into the halt. The problem is the volatility in that halt, whether it's 5, 15 minutes, an hour, a day. It's all about where it opens up the next day. Fresh lows coming here on ES. It's coming. It's coming. Here we go. Here we go. Now you see why I said I'm leaning short here today. I do not care about the bulls. You'd have to be a psychopath in my mind to be bullish in this market today. We're 1,000 points down in a market which is risk off, where the VIX is trading up at 27.76s right now, where all long-term bulls have got liquidated. You would have to be absolutely mental to try and long this today, in my mind. Why are you trying to catch a knife on a market which is still digesting horrible, horrible news? Pay yourself some money here, folks. ES did just swipe those overnight lows. So low-hanging fruit 1 on the ES has just been taken. Question is, can we do it on the Qs? Like I said, interestingly, the Qs have a bit of relative strength here this morning, which is kind of nuts when you think about it, given tech's so heavy, consumers so heavy. But maybe the financials dragging the ES down more. Maybe it's that. Visa, JP Morgan's very, very heavy today. What else have we got? But the Mag 7 and financials, maybe that's why. But yeah, locking most in there, folks. A lovely trade. Again, we let it do everything it needed to do. There's the sell. Hello. There's the bear flag. There's the trade back down towards demand. And now we're seeing, can we get underneath these? We've got like a double bottom here. Right, here's a ton of liquidity. A break of this could be a waterfall moment, potentially. Could be a waterfall moment, potentially. I'm out now, and I'll look to re-enter if it sets up. Like I said, I don't want to get... This is what I'm talking about. See how that just skipped straight up? This is what I'm talking about being aggressive. That is about the bid and the ask. That opened up and skipped 20 points instantly. That's the type of thing which hurts. You got to be aggressive with your stops today. You must trail your stops today. So ES finding a bid after sweeping overnight lows. That's why I'm saying you've got to be paying yourself into that. NQ didn't quite reach that level. Risk off now. Let this do whatever it wants. Remember, ES has hit TP1. That's why we took our profits in the NQs. Now we're finding a bit of a response here in the market. So let this settle down. I still think they can sell into this. I'd be watching 5,500 over under on the ES. Again, not interested in being a buyer in this market. I think if you lean short at the right times, it's going to give you much, much quicker instant gratification where you can get your stop in. If you're trying to pick the bottoms in this market, good luck. Good luck. How many of you caught that with me? Did any of you get that with me? It might not feel like the biggest move, but taking these moves here is not too bad. About 40, 50 points here. It's not so bad. It's better than a 5-pointer that you get on other streams. And it was nice and safe. Alan got it. Pat got it. Max got it. John got it. Mike got it. Array got it. Tiny, 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 tiny's all right. Money, money, money. Tiny size, tiny moves. We take it. Thomas O'Neill got it. Stop break even. That's all right. Stop break even protecting. That's all good. Michael Pope got it. Minix got it. Andrew G got it. Lots of you getting it. Coop got it. Love it, folks. I still think we can move lower here, but it really depends here if tech's going to roll over. I mean, roll over. It already had, but if tech's going to lose its bid this morning. Brian got it. Used it to trade QQQ. Yeah, very nice. Maurice, did you trade options on that, or did you trade commons? Caladan, yes, but TradingView froze when I went to push my stop down. Oh, that's annoying. Tech issues always frustrating. Options, very nice. I imagine the zero DTEs are a little bit insane today on the options chain. So currently we have a 200-point initial balance range. Finding a little bit of a bid off those lows so far. Like I said, I still think there's a chance to move lower here. I'm watching ES and how it trades around that psychological level, 5,500. I want to see if sellers come back in there or not. and try and make a new low of day. We've had one good trade. That's more than I thought I'd get today, to be honest. I still think this has got a chance to move lower. I'm trying to ignore like every single little bit of lower time frame here. I'm trying to focus on what the higher time frame might want to do. I'm looking at this hourly chart like I'm always talking about. I'm always looking at the hourly chart. What is the hourly chart telling me? Yes, look, it's very weak here. Very weak. What's the hourly chart telling me? It's telling me it wants to move lower. Look, it's had 3 attempts to move higher. 1, 2, 3. Point of control. It wants to move lower. Break of this, liquidation event. Very, very possible. That's what the hourly chart's telling me right now. It's had 3 attempts to move higher and it's failed. So if enough bulls got trapped, if selling continues, we can get a liquidation event. If too many shorts get trapped trying to force their way at the lows, it would be a problem. But right now, I would say shorts maintain that look of looking good. Every pot being sold into this morning. Yeah, so weak it didn't make it up to the 500. It got to 95s there on that push. I really want to see it going back test 500. Seller here on the tape, 18,975. He's looking for quite a bit higher back test towards VWAP. Don't think that's coming anytime soon, but who knows. ES starting to break down here now. It's going back towards its low of day. VIX holding 2750s. $484s now. ES starting to break down. A new lower day coming here, I think, on the ES. This starts breaking and starts pulling the market down with it. We get a liquidation event. I really think if we're going to start breaking down, there's a very strong chance of a big liquidation event today. We break those overnight lows. They will want to protect those lows. I don't really want them to protect those lows for many reasons. 1, that I want to be short. 2, that I want to buy very, very cheap long term in this market. So the lower this market can go, if we can go capitulation down, max fear, let me buy the market back very, very cheap and hang on to it for 20 years. So new lower day there on the ES, just about by like a wick or two. Bids here on the tape, 850, 825. I think we move lower. It's just how do we get there? I think it's coming here. I think it's coming here on the Qs. ES really breaking down now. I think it's coming here on the Qs very, very soon. I'm watching all of them right now. Amazon 8.25% down. Nvidia over 5%, Tesla 5.5%, Meta 7.5%, Google 3.33%, Amazon 8.20%, Microsoft the strongest one, 2% down, Apple 8.70%. The question is, if and when do bulls give up? When are long-term bulls saying, nah, this is too risky, I'm out? When do they start selling? If they start selling, it's a big problem for the market. That's when you get major liquidation events. Yes, new low of day there. Trying to back test inside. I think we look good for moves lower here, honestly. I think this just keeps bleeding. I think pops keep failing. One more swipe up to take everyone out and then go down would be nice. Might be wanting too much here, though. For me to get back involved, it would be nice. $10 contracts. 10 minis or 10 micros? So that's 10 minis. That's a wild amount of size given the market volatility. Here we go. This is feeling so weak to me here. Wow, it's big size max for this market. You're a brave man. New high day here on the VIX. 2775s. Honestly, I think this market is very, very close here to having a major, major issue. Maybe one big swipe up before it does it. I don't know. Maybe a little covering event before it does it. But this could get real nasty real quick here. Drifting lower. Drifting lower here. New low of day here. Remember, we're watching that overnight level. Can we get into that overnight level, and then how do we act? So you're watching these levels here. 830. Let's make this nice and tight. 830, 819. That's where you're looking to trade into. If it starts letting go of that and offers a back test of it, I think we get even heavier. But this is definitely the start of where we found bids. Bids, 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 bids. Bids, bids, bids. So I don't really want to short into this. I want to short above it, or I want to let us fail and then short on the back test into it. What do I mean by back test? I mean, I want to let us fail and get heavy here. Something like that. Looking good here, folks. This is looking really good to me. ES just breaking down. Market in big, big trouble here. Bulls will start to get scared at some point, I would think, and then we see what's what. If you're trading this, like I said, small size, please be proactive with your stops. Be proactive taking money. Move your stops well into the money, because if you get filled on a swipe, the spread today has already been up to 20, 30, 40 points on the news events. What's that news hitting the wire? I just see it come in now. Fear and greed index. What's it showing at? 11. ECB, we're going to wait on EU response. Yeah, lots of tariff news still coming in. To be expected. Like I said, we're going to have this for a while now, folks. I would say for a number of weeks. There's the swipe. Like I talked about, this is what I'm saying. Be very careful. Your stop has to be well into the money. So if you were short there, your stop should have been well into money, because this is what happens. We get very, very thin, 60, 70 point swipe like that. John Dennis, I took this trade, made $1,125. I think I'm done for the day. I'll just watch the stream. Lovely work, John. I love it. You've all made good money. Hopefully you've all been very, very safe and just been moving your stop down with it, protecting profits. You have to protect profits. Was short the small bear flag, broke even. Again, but breaking even is absolutely fine in this market. It's tough because we're shorting near lows, yearly lows, outside the Bollinger Band, but we're trying to follow the momentum, because what we don't want to do is try and be a buyer. I'm not interested in trying to be a buyer. I'm interested in trying to be short when there's a good trade, locking some money in, walking away. I'm up fairly nicely on the day now. Just no need to take another trade here unless something sets up. But hopefully lots of you have either made money or you'll break even and safe, or just sit in cash. Remember, cash is a position, folks. Cash is a position. Biggest buyer I can see on the tape right now. There's two of them. There's one at 18,800. There's one at 18,500. 18,500 will be that big daily level, weekly level we talked about earlier. That will be circuit breaker if we get down there. So far, every pop-up being sold into. But last one came with quite a big volume. Quite a big volume in here. I'm not interested in a short right now. That was definitely a short cover position. Shorts covered into this, big volume up, and just wait now. I'm going to wait for this or wait for something way further up here. I don't really want to trade the middle of here. We've had a couple of attempts. We just wait now. I want to trade minis, but the return on investment isn't mathing. This is what I talked about with the swipes. Be very careful. Very careful. You do not want to get caught in these swipes when it gets thin. 100 lot here at 18,975, which is basically your VWAP, and it's basically your over-under level if we look left. All right, this level here. They're back testing this right now. If we stay heavy here, there's potential a rotation. I'm trying to sit this out now and just let it shake out for a bit. Definitely some short covering came in there. Still think, my gut says we move lower. My gut is that we break overnight lows and we move lower today. That's my gut. No reason for me right now to be thinking why this market needs to go higher. A short squeeze maybe, but genuinely buying the market back, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think we move lower. It's been very patient, as I always am, even more patient today. Even more patient. Base hit kind of day. It's base hits, and then if you get one that goes 100, 200, 300 points in your direction and you're moving your stop down with it, it's like a bonus, isn't it? Those are bonuses. Quite right, Max. Quite right. $200 is a lot of money. $200 is a lot of money. Yeah, initial balance coming in 8 seconds. It's a lot of money. People get so caught up in making big money. You know, think about what you earn a year in your current job or your old job and break that down into what that would mean, what you have to earn a year day trading. And then break that down into what that means a month, what that means a week, what that means a day. It would be much less money a day than you probably think. $1 million a year is around $4,000 a day. $500,000 a year, $200,000 a day. $2,000 a day, sorry. $100,000 a year. Adds up very quick. Small base hits. $500 a day will get you $100,000 a year. Mr. Slim, I'm up $151 and I'm not pushing it. Hey, that's it. Live to trade another day. Survive for another day. Like I said, our job in this market right now is survival. I was preaching and preaching and preaching that yesterday. Last night I said to my team, I've changed my mind. Our job was not just yesterday's survival. Our job is this week's survival. If we're green the next few days, fantastic. If you just sit it out, that's absolutely fine. These are unprecedented events. This is not a normal market right now, okay? When we have events like yesterday, it can start to get in the way of technical analysis, because technical analysis won't mean anything if you get a fund which is about to go under, all right, and they have to unwind their positions. It will not care about support and resistance, supply and demand, your order blocks, your fair value gaps. It will just go, right? If they're like, we need to get out and we need to get out now, and we're, you know, millions and millions of dollars long. We've been millions of dollars long in the market and we need to get out now, and they just liquidate that in one go. It will just go. Right, chopping around here. It's quite muted so far this morning, interestingly. It's fairly muted. I know we've got a decent size initial balance, 220 points, but it's been a fairly muted day. We had that squeeze up at the open, sold into versus previous day low. And then we made lower highs, lower lows, a little swipe up to take everyone out, and then traded all the way back down towards overnight highs. ES with relative weakness, breaking down from the overnight highs, now trading back inside its range. It's a little bit muted. They're trying not to panic too much, it seems like. Apple trying to claw some back now. 7.87% down. Amazon, the weakest one right now, 8.5% down. Yeah, I was thinking that, Peter, as well. NFP. I don't know if I'll trade NFP tomorrow. Given the range of today, well, I will trade it, but maybe after 10 o'clock, let it pick its direction and join in. So a little bit of selling here into 18,950, another seller at 975. Again, my bias is to move lower today. It's to find a way to look to move this market lower today. I think if we start taking out overnight lows, it's going to be a problem. Very muted open. I'm somewhat surprised, but I think it will come. We're only an hour in. I think something will happen today beyond just ranging in the initial balance. Have a look at a few headlines here. Almost 100 likes here, folks. Almost there. Let's get that up to 100 likes. Starting to break down. Starting to break down here. Now I'm starting to see more weakness coming to the NQ versus ES. So just watching these carefully. I'm just looking for headlines here to see what's being said at the moment. Bear with me. France's President Macron, Europe must react to tariff industry. Must react to tariffs industry by industry. If Europeans work together in response to the US tariffs, we will succeed in dismantling US tariffs. The response to Wednesday's announcement of US tariffs will be more massive than the previous response. So this is it, into tariff wars now. Indirect consequences of tariffs may lead to other countries in Asia to boost exports to Europe. So this is one of the big thesis that people were saying. America wants everyone to do deals with it, but if it's going to push the European countries and Asian countries, then what they end up doing is just working together and cutting America out altogether. Very, very possible. Following a meeting with the French industry representatives, Trump's trade tariffs are a shock for international trade. No shit. All right, Sherlock Holmes, say something we don't know. Julian says, I think I'm done. Even with small size, my hands are shaking. Basically covered yesterday's loss, so I'll take it. Hey, that's good. Covering losses is good. More days ahead. Absolutely, Max. EU's definitely preparing for more. So back down towards these lows. Like I said, my bias is new lows. That's my bias today. New lows. I think we go lower. Pops will be sold into. I think we go lower. Amazon almost 9% down. Amazon doing the damage here. Amazon and Meta doing the damage here. Apple about 8%. If Apple starts selling, we can really rotate. We're still in a bit of a range here that we've been in for a little bit as we trade back towards that initial balance low. But I think there is a chance for this market to move lower today. It's just how, if and how we can get involved is the question, I guess. If and how we can get involved. But we're underneath New York Open. We're in towards those overnight lows. Staying heavy versus, oh, my eyes are so bad. Staying heavy versus 900 so far this morning. Terrible eyesight. Terrible eyesight. Too many years on the screens now. So that big squeeze up that we had in swipe, that's been taken back already. If we can build out some sort of structure here to go to new lows, it might be fun to join in. Need something to build out though. A little buy here at 850 like we talked about. I think if pops get sold into here, you get a big wash. Pops get sold into here, there's a good drive up and they create like a new little micro bear flag. You might get a good wash, especially if ES can join. I'm watching VIX starting to build up again here, 2750s. You will need to see 900 stay heavy. Looks a little bit thin. What's the spread? Not too bad at the moment. Wash coming here. There's the IB low. There's a new lower day there. They want to take out those overnight lows. Liquidation, very, very possible here. You can't be shorting the lows. You need some structure to be built out here. You need like a new flag, new form of structure, even like a micro cup and handle. You need something like this to take you down here. You cannot just short here. You can easily trade back in and back test up here right now. You're going to think about that. You might be saying, why are we not long? It's initial balance low. It's demand. I know. But I really don't care about longs today. We're in a liquidation event. It's one of the few days where I'd say I don't really care about the longs. So we put in a lower low there on the NQ. We put in a higher low there on the ES. A little bit of divergence in the tape here. You will need to see how it acts into 900/9010. 9010? 910. Something like that. If they keep protecting this, they can force a squeeze. But if they build out some structure here, I think there are new lows to come. News alerts hitting my desk now. What are these news alerts? I'm not sure I like this new news bot. It does everything at once. This is all old. I just read this. It's slow. I'm going to have to find another news bot. All right, so some sort of microstructure starting to try and build out here. If they're going to wash this, it's going to be nasty. I'm in very small size. Very, very small size, as in 1 micro here, because it hasn't pushed up enough for me, really. But if they're going to break down, this is going to go. I'm watching IBL, and then I'm watching 830 and then 820s. Here we go. Lovely. 830s and then 820s. Watching those. Be very careful. There's an offer of 100 or a bid of 142 here. Trying to be absorbed. I think he's going to get taken. He's taken. He's gone. This thing's gone. Next level is 800. Next big, just looking at the tape, next level is 800. I want to be careful if they just wash and catch it here. Watching the ES as well. Starting to catch it here a bit, aren't they? I still think we can move lower, but you know, we're at the initial balance low. We have to respect that. ES not willing to break down here. That's the thing holding the market up. ES finding a bid there. Finding a bid. There we go. There's a squeeze up. Completely out of this now. Like I said, can always re-enter. If they create that bear flag, that cup and handle kind of look, I will re-enter this. If it proves to me it wants to go lower, it would be nice. You can see the relief there on the tape. Here, maybe we're going to go back down straight away. Risky, risky, risky business. Risky, risky, risky business. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Go on. Liquidate it. Go on. Go on. Go on, my friend. Go on, my friend. Here we go. Liquidation event incoming. Let's keep going down. I want to see us take out Asia and London lows. I'm moving my stop well into the money already. Like I said, I got out, got back in once they started to sell straight away. Another bull trap. Bulls just don't learn. You cannot be looking for longs in this market. Come on, wash. I would love a monster winner today. Wash, 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 wash. Here we go. Wash, 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 wash. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come to Papa. Come to Papa. Stops already in the money. Well into the money. Taking some profits here. Come to Papa. We want to break down. Get down. Get down. We want to take out this first low of 30s where we tapped into, and then when we want to take out 20s. Already locked a lot of profit in there, guys. Get down. Amazon now 9.17% down. We want all of these to just melt. This doesn't stay heavy versus IB. I'm going to be out on the rest of this and lock it all in. It's got to stay heavy versus IB. Otherwise, I'm out, and I can always re-add back in because what I don't want is a 50 to 100 point swipe to take me back out. All right, so like I said, very proactive today. You've got to be careful. If you're not quick on the trigger, if you're not good at being proactive, today is not a day to trade. I'm looking for this micro bear flag to play out here versus the initial balance. Can they still keep selling it down? I want to see ES get weak here. VIX looking good. I want to see VIX build for a new higher day break. Looking good. Didn't reclaim IB here. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Let's break 30s. Let's break 30s. What's on the tape here? Some orders starting to stack up here. 825, 810, 812, 800. There are some orders on the tape here. We reclaim IB, I'm out. All right, I'm out there on the runners. Can always re-add back in. I do not mind having numerous attempts at this today. If I time it right, I'll get it. If not, no worries. I'm already up. Good money. Good money today. I always talk to the market, yeah. Always talk to the market. Normally I'm caressing it. Talking really nicely to it. Not today. Get down! Get down, market. Come on. See if we rebuild here. I don't like a new entry now, unfortunately. That last entry in flow zones was very, very good on that little trap. But I still think this market, it wants to move lower. We have a liquidation event here possible. This is what I'm looking for. You're going to take me out and then do it, you cheeky little bugger. So 30s are the next level. You break 30s, we go teens. We go teens, we go waterfall. Here you go. If you stayed in this, you're looking good. Oh my gosh. You are looking good. Here we go. Here's new lower day. Take some profit here. Hold on to your runners in case you get a liquidation event here. No one does it like Flowzone. I bet loads of people were trying to tell you to buy today. Getting close. It's getting very close here. This market is going to go full panic mode if they start letting go here. Full on panic mode if they start letting go here. Make sure you're locking in some profits here, please. This is fresh lows. This is your low of year right now. Low of years right now. Lock in some profits. And then hold your runners, move your stop down with it, and see if you can get this break. If we start breaking down, you're going to look great. Do not start adding new short positions down here. We want to see a break below and a retest if we're going to think about anything new. I haven't even looked at what the likes of Top Step are saying today. I wonder if they were saying to buy the market back up. I have no idea. Let's go. All right, ES rejecting its IBL. If we go trend day lower, oh my God. Oh gosh. It's going to be painful. Here we go. Here we go. Watching these 800s. Remember, there's a bid on the tape at 800 and underneath 800. Underneath that, 750. Underneath that, I don't see anything until 500. You are in liquidation event territory here, folks. Like, if the big wigs start being like, hey, we're risk off, sell everything, we're too worried, you are into liquidation event. Don't be trying to catch anything today. I've never once said you should be looking for a long today. All I've said is we're focused on shorts when they set up, and we're being proactive with taking money, and we're being proactive with moving our stops. Who took some of this for a win with me? Hopefully, lots of you. Looking good here. Looking very good here for a breakdown. ES heavy now underneath the IBL. VIX breaking out over its IBH. You look fantastic here for potential continuation. Just don't be adding too late in the day. Look at you all making money. Kaladin, Peter, Mike, BH, Michael Pope, Array, Max. I love it, team. No worries, Alan. Get the next one. Nothing missed. Always a next trade setting up. Tyson got it. No such thing as a missed trade here, Alan. You just get the next one. Looking good. Continuation here. We're breaking 800. We're teetering on that 800. Remember, big size on the book here. They're trying to hold it up. They're trying to stack, but I think there's a good chance we just knife through everyone if they give up. Ryan in it as well. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Just make sure you're paying yourself some money. You should be runners only here. If we break, we break. That would be amazing. You can see it. They're trying to absorb 800. They're on the tape here. They're not big size now. Most of them got filled there. Let's see what happens now. VIX keeps going. 28s now. Breaking 28s. Leron got the win as well. Lovely. Lovely team. Every pot being sold into so far. Just remember, if they want to pop this 60, 70, 80 points, they can. All right. It's very, very thin on the book. They can pop it very, very quick if they want. So 775 on the book, then 750s. Here's your break. Starting to break down here. It is starting to break down here. Amazon now 9.61% down. I want to see Apple join the party here. I want to see Apple join the party here. And then you go liquidation down. Look at this. Oh, what a beauty. What a beauty, mate. What a beauty, mate. Here we go, mate. Give it to me. 75's coming up. 75's on deck after that. 60s and 50s. I'm just watching the tape here. So what I'm reading to you is the buyers. It's bids on the tape. We are in liquidation territory right now. Let's go. If you're a buyer today, I don't know what to say. I do know what to say. Here we go, team. Here we go. Breaking down. Fresh lows of year. We are absolutely schmelting right now. All right, coming down. I think we can run it all the way. I mean, halt down territory. It's halt down territory 500s today. Is that right? 7%. Will that be 500? It's around the 500s. We're now 5% down on the day. Remember, your average down day and up day in a market is 2%. You're now 5% down on the Qs. 500s, yeah. Yeah, I thought so. It will not take a lot to get there if they let this go. QQQ underneath pre-market low. I'm also watching the cash plays here. Let me just check SPY on a daily here. I just want to triple check and make sure. All right, need to be careful. SPY, you want to be careful on this daily wick. All right, SPY into 539.47. Let's just call it 50. 539.50. SPY breaks 539.50. We can move much, much lower, but just be careful of that on the SPY. That's a cash play. It might well be a bit of a cool wall there. I'm not sure. I haven't looked, but I would be watching that play. Very nice. Very, very nice. Look how we go straight down, right? Pop straight down. Sellers are in control. Buyers are getting liquidated. The same way we squeeze up. Think about the squeeze up when we just go and go and go and go forever. This is the same down. You very rarely get these kind of events, but these are the events that you want to join in. Hopefully today you've either made some good money with me or you've sat on the sidelines and watched, but none of you should really be losing today. We've only looked for shorts. We're looking to short for the liquidation event. That's all we've been looking for today. I'm not interested in any longs today. Yeah, exactly, Mike. Yeah, probably aiming for August lows right now. That's exactly it. Looking for a trade into sort of 413s, 400s on the ES. And beneath that, I mean, we're getting into major liquidation territory. I know sometimes it can feel scary to be shorting at the lows. I totally get it. Normally, you know me, I'm completely against shorting lows and buying the highs. But some markets are different, and you need to adapt to it. When we're in a liquidation event of max fear, it's different. You've got to be willing to take those plays near low of year, because this is what happens. It's just understanding the market. Different markets require different things. Hopefully that all makes sense to you all. Bookmap, yeah, we got a 606 lot buyer here at 750. Just come on. Let's see if he's real. Let's see if he's real. Still drifting lower. If you're in your runners here, you're looking fantastic. So 600 lot hit into 750. He's trying to protect 750 if he's legit. Peter Curry, see you all tomorrow. Banked a lot today, eh? Lovely work, Peter. I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Just watching the tape here. I'm watching the tape closely. Remember ES drifting down. Remember SPY, we said there's got a wick on the SPY. Daily move on the SPY, 539.50. That's what you're looking for on the SPY. So far we traded down into 540. So it's about 50 cents short on the SPY right now. There's the bounce in front of this 600 lot. He's trying to protect it. Take care, Izzy. Nice work. Izzy locking in $2,300 on the day and 110% in options. Says Alex, continue to keep the system simple. Exactly. So you're just looking for continuation trades lower today until it proves otherwise, and then you're not trading at all. Don't be looking for longs today. They're protecting that 750 right now. 18,750, 600 lot there. Waiting to see if the rest of the market's going to join in. Amazon found a little bit of a bid there. Not a lot, but a little bit of a bid there. Google was protecting its 150. Apple protecting 200. They're not letting it drift into that 200. They break below 200, I think the whole market just goes into complete panics. Sorry, team, just having to text some people back. Still looks good here. I wouldn't have blamed you if you've taken your position off here, though, because we are starting to see a bit of an uptick. And you know that these can be like pretty big moves. But so far, we're rejecting 800s. Like we talked about earlier, really now, what we'd be looking for, a new position would need to be something up here in a rejection, because this is a back test. Remember, this is support, right? That's why it's blue. If you think about this, support, 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 support. You would need to see this become what? You would need to see it become an SBR and need to see it become resistance. So we need to back test this to make sure it's firm, all right? If it's firm, then there might be a new short position. We don't just short into it though, do we? Because if you're going to be short, 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 you can get squeezed out. So you want a firm back test, something to play off, something where you can risk nice, all that move down, some form of big old bear flag, basically. If we start reclaiming it, right, I'm risk off for the day. I'm probably done at that point. So we want to see trend develop, back test to move lower. Remember, we're talking about basically a giant cup and handle. We went over this earlier. The options basically were this or this. You might get both. You might get this one into this one and then liquidation. This is all talked about pre-market. If you're here late, just go back to the very beginning of the stream. We went over all of this. New hourly candle coming here as well, folks, in about 90 seconds. All right, you can see this last hourly candle. We went over this at the top of this hourly candle. What were these hourly candles telling me? Failing to move higher. They wanted to move lower. Back testing, failing to move higher. They want to move lower. If we can back test, we can maybe move lower. All right, we're looking to back test some key levels around here, back test, move lower. If you don't understand what I am talking about, do yourself a favor, do the course. Right, one-time fee, you can do the course. $649, 20 hours, 40 modules in the course. Learn how to see the market the way I do. Get the flow zone indicator as well for free, and lifetime access to the Discord. And I promise you, you will learn. I will fix your bad habits, or I will have a very good attempt at fixing them. At the end of the day, you've got to put in the work. But if you're willing to put in the work, you will change your trading career around, I promise you. Lots of people in the room starting to have great success now. I'm sure they can tell you in chat. I stay on their case. I drive the room to be better each day. I drive myself to be better each day. And we do it in a nice, friendly environment, very supportive of each other. I learned something new and awesome yesterday in the course about the pullback and breaker structure. Ah, yes. Will some prop firms close accounts if we pass the 5% mark? Yeah, I think Top Step will not let you trade past 5%. Tradeify will let you trade past 5%, but it is down to your own risk. My understanding is Apex will also let you do it, but it's down to your own risk. But yes, Top Step, some of the others will not. I think Take Profit Trader will not let you trade past 5% as well, which is like where we're at right now. Aaron, yeah, exactly. I think it's the best crew. It is the best crew. Look at VIX on an absolute tear, trying to get up to 29s now. Trying to get up to 29s now. Still got that 600 lot on deck at 750. All right, you got a buyer, a bid at 750. 600 lot down there. If they want to back test these levels, remember we can turn this basically to red now. This becomes red. If they want to back test this, we can think about a new short position. Lots of reasons why. SBR, IBL, Asia low. Lots of reasons to be thinking about, can we get short up here? How long we got left? An hour left here, team. New hour bar coming here as well. We'd like this hourly bar to drive higher, wouldn't we? Why would we like this hourly bar? If this hourly bar can drive higher first, fill in a little bit of the inefficiency to go lower, that would be lovely. Any reclaim of this, though? No, thank you very much. I'm not interested. We've had some amazing shorts here today, team. You've had some really nice shorts. I think we got this, and we got this, and you got this, and maybe some of you got this as well. 1, 2, maybe this is an add-on. 3. 3 nice trades. All very, very safe. We let everyone get trapped. Right, let everyone get trapped. We move under and we go down. What does this look like? Let's think about the daily. We let everyone get trapped. We move under and we go down. Right, same thesis. Doesn't matter what time frame you're looking on. Once you understand how the market moves, you should understand what type of trade you're looking for, and then it is a question of, can you have the discipline? And oh, I did it on the wrong stream, didn't I? There we go. Here we go. Wait for people to get trapped. Go down. Daily chart. Wait for people to get trapped. Break down, retest, go down. Like I said, same setup. Doesn't matter what you are on. Once you understand how the market moves, then it is a question of waiting and executing. You will get stuck when you either don't understand how the market's moving, you're fighting the market, or you're not patient enough to let the market come to you. That's when traders get stuck. So all the traders this morning were trying to buy and buy and buy and buy and buy because they were like, oh, well, this is the overnight low and this is this low and this is there's no low there. It was just a little bit of a reaction overnight. There is no high time frame level there to play off. Look at the daily, there's absolutely nothing to play off in these levels that they were playing off. We are at 5% now on the NQ, so maybe some of you might need to stop trading. Depending who you're trading with, you might have to look at your prop firm. You might need to stop trading now. They might not let you enter and exit trades now. Be careful. Be careful. You're at 5.02% down. So every single pop into the flow zones getting sold into. Getting sold into. We've been in a sell ever since here. Buy signal this morning, I ignored it because I told you, I'm focused on the sells. Sell signal. Pops into flow zones, so far failing. Stick with the momentum. Very clear today, you need to stick with the momentum. The momentum is downside. Scammy rule pool. Yeah, I mean, I tend to agree with you if I'm honest, mate. I saw like Dakota talking about it last night. It's like, mate, shut the up. You talk so much nonsense. It's here to protect you. It's not, all right? Because it's not. Because you, on something like Top Step, I'm not saying you do this, but I'm just going to give you an example. Imagine you took a short when we're 4% down and you trade into 5% down and you don't close that short. You're able to trade into it and we go 7% down and you halt down and you open up 8-9% down. You would be up multiple thousands because for Top Step, there's no rule of like consistency rule. And that's what they don't want. Do Apex have this rule? I think it just says don't be near the limit up or limit down. I don't think it says anything else. Nothing near 5%. No hard rule, I don't think. It just says don't be near it. Whatever that means. Be more ambiguous. I like Brett at Tradeify. He was like, we don't have the rule. It's dangerous. Do it at your own risk. If you blow up, it's your fault, but we don't have the rule. It's the type of firm I like trading with. That's why Tradeify are the #1 firm for me. And if you're not trading with them, now's a great time to start. 30% off all the accounts for Tradeify, and if it's your first time buying with them, you will get 40% off. It doesn't matter if that's an advanced account, growth account, or even the straight to funded. And you can also have a look at Take Profit Trader. 30% off for life, no activation fee, code FlowZone. I don't know when that will end. At some point. Continuation lower here, it's just breaking down. If you're holding onto your runners, you look good. This is just melt, 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 melt. This is just going to keep going here. 750s now on deck. That guy got filled. He was legit. He did get filled. So 650 lot just got filled there. With some of the firms, Max, you cannot action a trade once we go 5% down because they're too worried about it going 7% down and halting down. So if you're trading with Top Step, you can no longer trade right now. You're 5% down right now. They will not let you trade. Where would a good place to be out of this to trade for runners? Very good question, Ryan. It's very hard to say. I would say, actually, we're going to have to do it on the other chart because NQM is not going to show it. Let's move to the daily. Hang on, folks. Let's go to 4 hours, see if we can find a nice little wick here. I would say if you can get into 557s, it would be good. Let's have a look at an hourly, see if we get something else. Yeah, like basically 600, mate. 600, somewhere into 600 would be good. Underneath that, 550s, 500s, 337s. But remember, 500s is halt down. So if you can get into 600, that's 125 points. I think that is a magnificent trade. It's a really, really good trade. Having to go very far back now to work out where, but basically into here on the daily. Right, gapping down, we expect a reaction here. If there's no reaction here, we keep going. This point here, 500, will be the halt down. Right, and if they halt that for a while and we open up down here, we probably sell straight away and they halt again, and then they'll probably cancel trading for the day if we do that. Last time we did that was COVID. Russell close to a limit down. Oosh, oosh, oosh. Market's thinned right out here, folks. Like, it's really thinned out here. Book's starting to like get scared and remove itself. So you should have made good money with me today. You're either in a runner here or you just got to wait it out. Really nice work. I'm really proud of everyone on stream today. If you made money with me today, you did very, very, very well. If you decided not to trade today, you did very, very, very well. That is amazing discipline. If you decided to go against everything I said and try and took the longs today and try and guess the bottoms, please have a look at yourself, journal yourself, ask yourself the hard questions. Why did you do that? Even if you made money, why did you do that? Why are you going against high time for momentum on a liquidation event? Don't do that. What do you make of the Dixie correlated instead of inverse right now? Let me have a little look. I haven't looked at it for a little while. 101s. I mean, I always said I expected the Dixie to get hammered for ages. I was surprised it got anywhere near the highs. I think the Dixie's going to get wrecked. I've said it for a long time. I think the Dixie's going to get wrecked. I think it comes sub 100. What's the rotation into gold? Gold still looks good. It's just a pullback on gold. There'll be a rotation out of the dollar. Look, Asia is going to rotate, and it has been rotating for a year, 2 years. Ever since this started early 2024, right, when we were at 2,300 on gold. Even before then, when they started bidding it up. That was the Asian market being like, we don't trust the dollar, we're going to rotate out of it. They started getting rid of their dollars, and they started rotating into gold. They're going to continue to drop the dollar, Asia, and get into gold, especially now. Why do they want to be in the dollar when no one wants to trade with them? So I think this is what I would expect to see. I know it's like not necessarily correlated in terms of inverse, but this is what I would expect. I would expect the dollar to show weakness. And what I read this morning is like, I think it was JP Morgan saying they are not expecting any rate cuts this year now. So rate cuts go on the shelf, higher for longer. What does that do? Adds to inflationary pressure. What does that do? Forces the market down. Where's my VIX gone? VIX 29.57s. Let's put this lower time frame. You're seeing a bid here on the market. You're seeing that squeeze up on the market. Like I said, the book got very, very thin. It got really, really, really thin. Look at the SPY. What did I say that level was? 39.50s. We just traded into 39.60s. That level, that daily level, that's where the spiders just found a bid. We just talked about that. Be very careful as we trade into like that 39.44. That is the low from Friday, the 6th of September last year. We found a bid off that low so far. So they are protecting that low. That is very, very interesting. This is why I always watch the ETFs. They give you a little bit of edge sometimes that you will not find on the rest of the market, because that low is based on cash. And I'm always interested, as those know who've turned up here every day, do the course, I'm always interested in where cash traders are positioned. So they protected that cash low on the spiders. QQQ also finding a bid off demand, 451.60. These again, all very, very big levels. 451.60 protecting that low again from, what's that, Wednesday the 11th of September. So I think we've probably had our cake and eaten it here today. We've done a lot already. We have to see now. If they fail this back test, I'd consider another short, but honestly, I think we've had such a good day. There's only 50 minutes left. I think we've had a fantastic day. Maybe they sell back into this here, like we talked about. But this is the Spiders SPY protecting a big low. It's protecting a big low. This is the back test of supply now. If they cancel, would you be taken out of trade, or I'm just not able to do anything and have to wait? I'm not actually sure there, Ryan. I'm not sure. Hey, you're welcome, Sloth. Hope you had a good day. Stayed in sim, just looked at my numbers, $9,000. We're now below the level mentioned above, getting closer to the halt on the market. This is from Brett, is it? It's my final warning to use who may lose their accounts in down territory due to slippage and volatility. Yeah. You're allowed to trade, but at your own risk. Yeah, that's it. You won't lose your account, all right? This is where I think people don't understand. If you're a short here, all right, and we get down here and we halt, let's say we halt here, for example, the only way you are losing your account is if we open back above whatever your threshold is, back above here, all right? If we open flat, that's fine. If we open down, you're up more money. If we open above here and let's say your threshold is here, then yes, you'll lose your account. This is why it's positioning. It doesn't matter. If you're short here and you can afford to let it drift into a halt, I would let it drift into a halt, because if you open up down here, you're going to make more money. The best accounts to do that on are accounts which have no consistency rule. The only one that you can do that on with no consistency rule is Top Step and Take Profit Trader, and neither of them will let you hold into a halt. That tells you why. And now at more flow zones are amazing. So you're just taking the signals off the flow zones, Aaron. You're just taking that. Yeah, they're strong. Rolling fibs, man. They're there for a reason. So back testing that level we just talked about. Back testing that level. What would I be careful of here? If they hold somewhere in here. If they hold somewhere in here, there's the chance for a new squeeze. Would I be taking this long? No, definitely not. But we're back testing supply. We talked about this. There is a new short here. What would I like to see? Always 1, 2, fail, go. That's a much better short for me. Balls come in once, they try again, then they get liquidated, and then we sell back down. Maybe I'll think about it then, but I've made some good money here today on a very high risk day. Do I really want to keep trading? Back into these key levels, folks. Again, reminder today, I'm only focused on shorts. It is unlikely I'm going to take another trade today. I'm going to be honest with you. I think we've just had so many nice trades on stream. We've clearly had a really great trade into these levels down right now, unless something really, really nice sets up here. If we come inside and do this, I'm not touching it, because then we might get more relief. And I'm just not going to touch the longs. There's just no way I'm touching longs in this market for me personally. Manage your own risk, trade how you want. For me personally, I'm just not interested in touching longs today. Drifting back upside here now. Back testing all these levels. Same on the ES. Back testing these key levels. The overnight lows, the initial balance, the deep pullback flow zones. All of these are big key levels that we're starting to back test. Just going to use the bathroom, folks. I will be right back. All right, so market in an updrift towards that initial balance. That's where we're currently getting stuck. ES has already reclaimed the initial balance. VIX coming back down to backtest its IB high. So you have a little bit of divergence here in terms of positioning with the ES, but it's still in potential supply. These are still possible areas where new shorts might come into the market, or where those bulls who were trapped will start to sell. Think about why this works. If you were a bull here and a bull here and a bull here and you didn't get out, where do you get out now? Break even. Right? That's why supply works. So far, we're just trading up into it fairly aggressively. You can't just be short on a squeeze up, can you? We wait. Location now not too bad in this session, but momentum is upside, isn't it? So you would need to see something like this for you to risk off. It's possible that you don't get that or as many nice technical patterns today. Because what you might get is a squeeze off and just a seller pair off and absolutely hammer it, or no sellers there at all if they've had enough, and we just go back upside and drift back inside the range, and at which point I will probably leave the stream early. If we're going to go back inside IB and chop around all day, no thank you very much. I'm not interested in participating in a choppy day when we've made good money. We've had the layups. We waited. We took the layups. I don't, Aaron. No, I don't have the bot running. I get the new edition of the indicator on Sunday. And then I've got to send that off to NinjaTrader, get them to approve that and get the code so that I can then make it available. And then the bot will probably be in the next, I guess, week or month. Kaladin says, what a day. I felt pretty tilty after my trading view locked up on me, but I managed to calm down, get in a couple of nice sells after it happens, and I'm off. Have a great day, everyone. Hey, nice work, Kaladin. Good work staying away from tilt. Good work controlling yourself. So far you can see a reaction, can't you? Where are we reacting off? Supply, deep pullback flow zones. Remember, this is Globex. This is Globex low and initial balance. Lots of confluence here for reasons for sellers to come back involved. It's the reason why I'm not thinking longs. I'm only interested in sells. But right now, the location is good. The momentum, not so good. The structure, lower time frame, not so good. But I'd say on an M5 and stuff, we still look pretty good. M5, M15, still looks pretty good for a sell. But again, I'm kind of risk off now. Made my money. Low-hanging fruits have kind of gone. We're into like runners-only territory. And basically, the only thing now is if they're going to liquidate. If they're like, hey, we're done. We're done trying to hold this market up. We give up. Like this is game over time. Other than that, it can just sort of drift around for the rest of the day. It's 40 minutes left. You would imagine most of the positioning has happened. Unless we get some new news which sort of scares the market and shakes it out more, it's very, very possible that most of the positioning has happened already. Seeing Fitch ratings come out here. Tariff hikes will result in higher consumer prices and lower corporate profits in the US. Absolutely. The tariff plan targeted a number of external Australian territories, including Heard and McDonald Islands, one of the remotest locations on Earth populated by seals and penguins. I don't know what that quote's from. It's just come on Fast Stock News. US growth in 2025 is likely to be slower than 1.7% that we'd projected in March, given the higher than anticipated tariffs. So this is all very negative news coming, but probably been priced in already. Liberation Day takes the US tariff rates back to levels last seen in 1909. Fed seen cutting interest rates 4 times this year, starting June. US short-term interest rate future pricing. What? Who's posting this for this news channel? None of this makes sense. There you go. Like we said, the structure had shifted on the lower time frame here. You're drifting back up. So I didn't like the longs. Location's good, but momentum, short-term momentum here, not so good. Remember, we always like a 2-leg pullback first. Just trying to catch up to see if there's any statements that I've missed. Still getting stuck there for now. Sorry, folks. I'm just looking for some headlines, seeing what's being said while the market just slows down a bit. I may be weird one, but see this as a positive for America and the market. Get rid of the fluff and back to real growth and profits. Time will tell. Lots of people saying long term it would be good for America. I'm not absolutely convinced on that, but time will tell. I think what you're more likely to find is a lot of Europe will just stop working with you. If you get allies, building allies between themselves and stop doing stuff here, you're going to have to be completely self-reliant. And unfortunately, you might not like hearing this, but like a lot of the reason your products aren't imported elsewhere is because they're too expensive or not good enough. So, for example, why is Europe going to use an American car over a European car? It's not. It's not. Europe make better cars. Fact. Why do most Americans with money drive European cars? Because they're better. All right, charge a tariff on them. Fine. You're only hurting the consumers in America who want to buy that car, because no one in Europe is buying an American-made car. Same with food goods. The Europeans eat American food goods. No, 65% of foods made in America are illegal to be sold in the European Union because they don't pass health and safety regulations. That's why they don't import them, because they're not up to standard. So a big thing that RFK is looking at the moment is actually fixing that. So maybe if you fix that, maybe there's an argument for it. So unless you're going to be a self-contained economy which just completely relies on itself, which is possible, and this isn't a dig. Like, I live in America. I'm European and I live in America. This isn't a dig. This is me just looking at like the broader strokes of economy. But we just have to see how it shakes out. As traders, it doesn't really matter. Do you know what I mean? Our job's to make money with how the market moves on it. I'm not convinced in how it shakes out. Do we get good long-term growth in America? I really hope so. Like, I really hope so. I really, really hope so. I hope it helps stimulate long-term growth. I hope it helps stimulate more jobs. But you have to ask yourself, who's providing these jobs? These companies which are now have less profit. So they've got smaller P&L. They can invest less and less into R&D, which means they take on less people. And debt in America is the highest it's ever been. Credit card debt's the highest it's ever been. More people are missing payments on mortgages than ever since 2008. So if these people don't have jobs, can't get paid as much, there's less stimulant in the economy, there's less jobs for them to go and get, and the product's more expensive, that is a shrinking economy. It's a really bad situation. Do I think, the honest thing is, do I think all these tariffs take effect? Honestly, I don't. I think it's just negotiation. I think you just come to negotiation table and figure stuff out. And then I think you get an economy which will be stimulated. I think there's like somewhere in between. Do you know what I mean? Personal opinion. But like I said, it doesn't matter for us as traders, is it? We trade the market if it goes up. We trade the market if it goes down. We use the news to move the market. My opinion means sweet F all. It doesn't matter what I think. The market's going to do whatever it wants. And we just make money from that together. But I genuinely, I hope, I really, GB, I hope you're right. I hope it does stimulate growth. I hope it does help America, because there's lots of people here who need jobs right now. There's lots of people who are struggling on the breadline. So, I genuinely, from a humanitarian point of view, I hope it does stimulate job growth for them. I really do. French bread is tastier and healthier. Yeah, I mean, bread, everything in America has sugar and corn syrup in. That's why it can't be sold everywhere. Also has GM in it. Oh, absolutely, GB. Yeah, much needed change. I don't disagree with you there at all. There needed to be some sort of shake-up. I don't know if this was the answer, but there needed to be a shake-up. Lee Kim says, a buddy went on vacation in Portugal and Spain, said the food is totally different, healthier and tastier. Yeah, it tastes better, and it's definitely better for you. I'll tell you something. This is a personal thing, I've never had health problems with my stomach and gut until I moved here. When I went to Mexico last week, or the week before, no problems. When I go back to Europe in the summer months, no problems. As soon as I touch back down in Los Angeles, issues. And I don't shop. I have normal produce. I'm not using like microwave meals, you know. I cook fresh produce, but it's pumped. The stuff here is pumped full of chemicals. It just is. That's the one thing I would say. I really hope RFK can sort this stuff out, because I think the pharmaceuticals are preying on people being ill in America so they can make money from it. I think it's a big scheme. When you think about how it works here, when you have private healthcare, all the pharmaceutical companies are the biggest companies in the world. They are also big owners in big media. All right, so a lot of your healthcare companies owns shares in big media and then sponsors the shows on big media. They need people to be ill. When people are ill, they can sell them products. It's like just a big circle of nastiness. Exactly. $1 trillion industry, statins alone. Yeah, absolutely. Exactly, GB. Yeah, exactly that. It's sad, isn't it, really, when you think about like the state of it and why. It all comes down to greed and money. It's all about people making money. Money over people's health. It's sad, really. I tell you what, coming from the UK, I'll be honest, I was a hater on the NHS. I really was. I was a hater on the NHS. I was like, what, this is a waste of time. What do I pay taxpayers money for? I hardly ever use it. When I do, it's broken and blah, 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 blah. And then I came here and I was like, the NHS is amazing. Completely. Once you live somewhere else and you realize how hard they work, that you can walk into any hospital at any time and they're going to fix you up and send you back home without charging you a thing. And you're like, that is amazing. Yeah. I am looking at, I genuinely, Lee Kim, friend of mine in chat right now, ASAD, he's in Tulum, and I am genuinely looking at it. Problem is my wife works in Los Angeles, so can't really be moving unless I want to do a 6-hour trip every week to here. So, a little divergence here. ES got through the initial balance, coming back to back test it now to see if there's support there. NQ still not through it. As you can see, the struggle in this red line, this red box. There's the whippiness. Look at that whippiness. Straight through there. Spread opened up there, whipped straight through. Very, very thin here. This is why hands off right now. Not looking for shorts. The location's okay for shorts, but the momentum is upside right now. You can see once we shift it over this. Here is the move down. That's probably a bit of a liquidation event. And now they're trying to pivot up. And if they can hold this, there are stops for them to go to here and here and here and here and here and here. Am I joining this long? No way. I'm not interested, because I don't know if someone is stuck here as in a bank and they just slam it back down. And that's why I'm not looking for longs. I'm up 150. There we go. This is my buddy Andrew in chat. I'm up 150. That's enough to pay for tacos for 2 weeks here in Tulum. And I sat on my hands today and managed to grab a little. Boom. High five, dude. Nice work. Nice work. That will also pay for your penthouse for like, I don't know, a week, 5 days or something. Was it 40 Canadian a day or something in Tulum right now? Amazing. So you can see the flow zone is trying to print a buy signal here, but high time frame conditions, remember, look up here, high time frame still bearish. If we print through here and we flip both of these, there is a bigger squeeze possible, but here's your anchored VWAP. Right, if we do and also an anchor off the sell, I reckon it's kind of nasty. Yeah, so we're underneath anchors, sellers are still in control. There's no way, ladies and gents, there is absolutely no way I'm taking longs here. Like I said, it can squeeze all day. It can squeeze 1,000 points if it wants. It's not going to make me take a long. 45 Canadian a day. That's so good. Yeah. Yeah. Coop, I can sell my place in London and get an absolute... It's beautiful, and get an absolute monster with like a nice pool and stuff. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember, Max. I like Dubai because I've got lots of friends there. Like lots and lots and lots of my friends live in Dubai. But you need to be a bit more careful when to buy, like just in generally, with like a little less freedom. Let's put it that way. It's not bad, but it's like you got to be careful if you like your drink or anything else, and how you act with your lady in public and stuff like that, which is fine, but it's just different. But you don't have cartels, so it's like, which one do you want? All right, reclaiming initial balance here. Orders on the book here, in case some of you are absolutely nuts and are long, braver than me. You've got 100 lot here into 900 and another one up at 925 right now. Again, I would not be looking for longs personally in this market. Well, Aaron, you're just literally trading flow zones, right? When they print a signal, you're taking it. I mean, they're working, so just me personally, this market's high risk, especially like this. They come under here, this move here, they break this, and then we go down. But again, I think I'm done here, folks. Like, I'll sit with you here for 25 minutes. 1, 2, 3. There's your 3 drives. 1, 2, 3. We've never liquidated any of these bulls. If we turn back inside, it's got either a choice of doing this or getting stuck. I think I'm done here. Max, that's what I thought compared to Mexico and tax they have, or even Puerto Rico. Yeah. Miguel, if and when I become profitable, I told my wife we should move to Dominican Republic. Drinking beer by the beach and eating fried fish. Yeah. What a life. What a life. Amazing way to live. So many amazing countries in the world you can go and live, you know, a cheap life with a good quality of living. That's the dream, isn't it? Earn an American wage from trading and have a really great quality of living. Low cost of living, great quality of living. I'll do my best, Aaron. I'll do my best. CC, opinion on automated trading? Yeah, I think automated trading works, and like I'm obviously developing a system right here, which Aaron is trading off right now. Right, so these are my sells. This is a buy. Automated trading works if you give it conditions. Right, so I know flow zones work really, really well in the New York session. If you move overnight when we go condensed, this is the problem, right? If you're trying to automate this to this to this to this when you're going into a ranging market, it's just being able to give it conditions of when to play. It does work. It obviously takes your emotion out of it. I would say the best way to do automated trading is to size down with it and give it a little bit of room to breathe, because you can't make those manual decisions on structure and stuff. So tapping back into the New York VWAP here, drift higher right now. Feels like shorts might have chased here a little bit at the moment because we're pivoting over and we're just drifting higher. But do they get stuck here or here? Remember, initial balance to VWAP trade is this and this. Maybe this happens. Maybe this happens. Reclaim this. We can go all the way back up. That'd be very nasty, but it's possible. Let's have a quick look at the MAG, reflect on where they are right now. Tesla 5.58% down, Nvidia 6.15% down, Meta 6.06% down, Google 3.12% down, Amazon 7.39% down, Microsoft just under 2% down. I'd keep your eye on that. If we have a big liquidation event or a big sell and you're looking to be a buyer long term, I'd keep my eye on that, because the fact that most of the market is 6, 7, 8, 9% down, and Microsoft's not even 2% down. That speaks volumes to me in relative strength. That's a name to watch out for. And Apple 8.38% down right now. Can we get a spread calculation in the bot? I think it could save me and keep me on autopilot. What, like, so it only takes a trade if the spread's so tight, or it calculates the stop based on the spread? Do you mean like that? Still drifting higher here. If it sees the spread gets too large, say from the last 4 bars, and it sizes down. Spread or ATR? Spread between the bid and the ask? That rarely gets too big unless it's a day like today. ATR can get big though. Drifting up to that next VWAP. There's New York Open coming. What's interesting is there's no big volume exchange down here. Look at this. You'd expect this to be a large candle like this if this is a true capitulation, and it isn't. It's interesting. Just something I'm noting mentally. ES coming back to view up here as well. Everything in a squeeze right now. Like I said, this can squeeze all day without me. I'm absolutely fine for this to go as high as it wants. Higher the better right now. It can go and do a gap fill all today, and then it gives me opportunity tomorrow. Absolutely fine with that. $20 minutes left. I'm absolutely starving here. Cook myself some eggs, I think. What's this news coming through? Every single dollar raised about $3 billion before remissions. These tariffs will go directly to our auto workers and companies affected by the tariffs. Canada will develop framework for auto producers to avoid our counter tariffs, as long as they maintain in their production investment in Canada. Trump will negotiate only if other countries fix their tariffs and non-tariff barriers. So there you go. That's probably helping drive the market up. This is what we talked about. He'll come to, I knew this would happen. He'll come to the table and start negotiating. It's a huge scare tactic to force countries to negotiate with him. Like news came here. So that squeeze is since then. Coop, I remember when I used to scout for 5 to 10 points. Now I turn my nose up at those tiny trades. Yeah, totally. Flow zone system has spoiled me, and I want 50 plus trades and none at all. I'm the same, mate. I'm the same. Like unless it's going to offer 30 to 50 plus a runner on top, I lose interest. Yeah, from Financial Juice. It posts it in the room, Sloth. I got it fixed now, so it posts it in the room now. Shame they didn't fix their own bot. So rejecting VWAP there. So we're stuck between overnight VWAP and New York VWAP. All right, overnight VWAP and the lower time frame algo and New York VWAP. So rejecting these, like we talked about. Oh, don't do that. That looks horrible. All right, like we talked about, this is a squeeze up. Main trend is down. If we start failing under here, we come back downside. If we protect this, this is a no trade zone for me. I really could not give a monkeys about any of a trade in here. Let everyone else pay for that information. Look at all this. I don't want to trade in here. I want to trade underneath these levels. If I really wanted to squeeze, I'd be thinking about a trade above here or a failed break above there. but I'm not going to trade in this zone here. That's where everyone is going to lose their mind and their money. 15 minutes left. Yeah, see you tomorrow, Max. Have a good one. Yeah, and the open as well. Yeah, big levels around here. Big levels. Big levels. Again, I'm in my mind, I'm thinking I'm probably done. I've had a nice day. 3 for 3. Is there any reason to force anything else? I could think every drive higher really is an opportunity for sellers to come back into the market, or a better way of putting it, for buyers to get out cheap. Unless something really proves itself to be otherwise. QQQ rejecting its VWAP, SPY rejecting its VWAP. ES didn't even have the gas to get there yet, and that's a fairly strong candle there from the high already. 23s, a good old 50 points. That's why I'm saying I don't want to be a buyer today, because I think if buyers are stuck, you can see like big prints come very quickly. That's my one concern about being a buyer in this market. WTO director, recent US announcements have substantial implications for globe trade and economic growth prospects. And these guys are geniuses. Oozing with sarcasm today. I turned off NT8 as soon as my boss called me and caused me to miss the entry. The FOMO was strong. All good. Tomorrow's a new day. Exactly, Coop. Tomorrow's a new day. Henry, up 1,917 on my XFA. Total after 3 days, I'm up $9,124. Thank you for your knowledge. Hey, you're welcome, Henry. Great work. Fantastic work. So you're up 3 days. Just remember, you only need 5 days for a payout. That is an awful lot of money. So what would my advice be? Nice and slow. 2 more days. Just think about this. 2 more days. I think, what is it? $200, $250 on your XFAs. 2 more days of a couple of scalps, and you're going to pull like 4 or 5 grand out of that. All right, so just nice and slow. Make sure you go nice and slow. Yeah, $200. There you go. That's all you got to do. $200. You can do that with a micro in this market. You take one trade tomorrow, you make $200, or you get to $200 and you set your stop at $200, and whatever you do over that is a bonus, right? And you do the same the next day, and then Monday you're pulling out $4,500 from Top Step. Fantastic. You keep doing that, they will move you to live. Great work. And that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money, and then you can start building that account. And as you grow confidence, you can start sizing in, adding into winners. Aaron, it's all right, mate. Aaron up $12,000, but just on sim using the flow zones today. It's fine. I don't blame you. I don't blame you for using sim. You can see this getting thin here. I'm just watching the book move around, jostle around. There's a bit of a battle here. They're trying to protect that initial balance. They traded above, they traded back too. They're trying to see if they can catch it to take these lot out right now. Again, not interested in longs. I know we're in a lower time frame long ever since here. I know, but I'm not playing counter trend today. All right, just sticking to my rules. And what, you've got 10 minutes left till lunch. Doesn't mean you force a short. There's no short here, is there? Did we fail underneath and get stuck? No, remember we were talking about we would have to do something like this. We haven't done that. We're just doing this and can keep doing it. You don't want to be add. All right, we don't want to be add, because since here, shorts must have got stuck down here. They must have. Why did we stop here? I can just quickly show you why we stopped here so that you're aware. Why do I look at the ETFs? Here's the SPY. Here is a daily. And here are these wicks. That's why I watch cash. Go back to the lower time frame. Right into those wicks. That's why we stopped there. All right, because cash buyers came in to protect it. Because if they didn't protect that, where do we go? Look how thin it gets. We have a gap here on the SPY. We can trade straight down into that, and we can keep failing and failing and failing and failing. And this is halt down territory. All right, so that's exactly why the market stopped there. It's the SPY protecting itself. Really important you learn to look at the ETFs. They can really, really help you. When it doesn't make sense, it's probably because you're not seeing an ETF level, a cash-based level. Heaviness coming back into the market. This is what we're talking about. Nine minutes till lunch. This is why I don't like the longs today. Same thesis as when we were up here. I don't like the longs because if you're a bull that's stuck, you're going to get out the first chance you can. If you're a bull that's stuck, you're going to get out the first chance you can. Momentum very much downside. No bids on the tape right now. No bids on the tape. Not seeing anything. Very, very thin. Almost time to wrap it up, folks. So if it was your first time joining me today, hopefully you had a good day with me. Remember, I'm here Monday to Friday from the pre-market, 9:15, 9:20 in the morning, all the way into lunch. I go over my top-down analysis and everything in between. If you like how I trade, you can hit the link down below, flowzonetrader.com. You can do the 20-hour course, learn to trade, learn my system, learn to read the markets, understand why and how the market moves. And you will get the flow zone indicator for free, which will provide you signals just like these. And you can also join my Discord for free when you do that. One-time fee, $649. They still have some sales on right now. Take profit remains at 30% off for life for now. I do not know when that sale is going to end. Use code FLOWZONE for that. Right? No activation fee, so one-time fee. Right now it's about $90 for a 50K. And Tradeify, 30% off all accounts, straight to funded, growth, or advanced accounts. And if it's your first time, 40% off. So if it's your first time and you're a good trader, you might as well buy 5 and get 40% off all of them. Otherwise, you do one at 40% and you come back the next day, it's going to be 30% for your next one. So you might as well do them all together. That's pretty much it for me here, folks. All right, I'm less and less and less and less interested in this right now. Less and less interested. Any questions before I sign off here, team? And then I'm going to love you and leave you, and we'll be back tomorrow. Those in the Discord, I will pop in later, but very unlikely I'm going to take a trade here. Very, very, very unlikely. What I might do is set some price alerts at that London high and the point of control. So where am I going to think? Let's do this now. What I'll do is I'll set a price alert up here. Actually, I'll do it a little bit ahead of it. Add alert. And I'll do one at POC. And then I'll do one in that back test of supply just in front of it. And then I'm going to do one for low of day. Do it just in front of it as well. Right, and unless I get an alert for one of those, I'm not going to be interested in trading. Unless I get an alert for one of those, I'm not interested. And just stay away from the charts. Avoid temptation. Let the market come to us. See what we get. All right, team, thanks for joining me. It's been great to trade with you all again. I'm really glad. My main priority today was keep you safe. That was my main priority. If we made money, it was a bonus, and we ended up hopefully doing both. I definitely made money, and hopefully if you stuck to the rules, you should have been safe and made some money. Pop in later in the Discord. Fantastic work, everyone. Please trade safe today. All right, please, 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 please use hard stops. I cannot say it enough in this market. Do not be oversizing and do not think, hey, I'm going to move my stop and see what happens. That stop, and when the direction starts going your way, that stop needs to be moving into the money. You need to be thinking about the spread. Do not market into this market. All right, do not be using market orders. Be very, very careful in case you get slipped, especially if there's some news coming. All right, please be careful. Watch the headlines. Any headline, move the market very, very quickly. We will be jittery. All right, just think about this market as a very, very nervous teenager right now. It's got loads and loads and loads of anxiety. If you poke it, it's going to scream. All right, so just be careful. I will be back same time tomorrow. Peace and love. Be kind to each other. Be humble. Be patient. See you then.